we're showing mineralization from literal surface in an area that's never been touched before, never been explored, never been drilled. Um, Brand new discovery in the Guyana Shield with some really significant grades. It's pretty exciting.
All right, welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. And joining me now is Colin Paget. He is the CEO of Founders Metals. And Colin, it's good to see you. How are you?
Fantastic. Yeah, great to be here again.
Good, good, good. I know you've had some recent news out about drilling. We'll talk about that in just a second. But for those not familiar, tell me a bit about the company.
Sure. So Founders Metals is a gold exploration company with a project in southeastern Suriname. So we're right in the heart of the Guyana Shield, kind of north portion of South America. And we've drilled about 55,000 meters of so far and some very, very high grade gold. And we've got a 60,000 meter program planned for 2025.
Yeah, so this is then Tino we're talking about. Tell me a little bit about what you really like about this project. Obviously, you've done a lot of drilling, so that's a real positive, but it seems like this project has a lot of legs moving forward here.
Yeah, I mean, the easiest thing to like is that we keep finding gold, but particularly it's the new discoveries. I mean, we keep finding new things out and away from anywhere that there's been historic work done, and that's a big driver for this year's program or the plan for the company this year really is looking for new things. Last year it was how big is Upper Antino, our kind of main zone or main mineralized zone. This year it's how many Upper Antinos do we have, and so far the Van Gogh one, as you mentioned at the start here, that's kind of the first indication that there may be more than one.
Yeah, and that's the latest news out that you had was the fact you've had some preliminary drilling at Van Gogh and really coming back and extending that gold mineralization as you talked about. So tell me what sort of the plan was at Van Gogh. Is it just similar to what you've done in the past?
Well, so Van Gogh's really neat because it was, looking at kind of the big picture stuff on a geology front, structural trends, and we had some regional aeromagnetics data from historical work, and basically putting some X's on a map and saying we should go do some prospecting in these areas, and that's what we did. We had some great grab samples come back latter part of last year. Went and did a channel sample to follow up on those. Came back, I think we put that out 17, almost 18 meters of 5.7 grams per ton gold, and then went first drill hole, which we released as a single hole about 3 weeks ago. Came back with his 28-meter channel, or sorry, 28-meter hole of 7 grams per ton, starting at 18 meters down, and then most recently into the fresh rock below that, we had 72-meter wide zone with at 2.3 grams per ton. So, we're showing mineralization from literal surface in an area that's never been touched before, never been explored, never been drilled. Brand new discovery in the Guyana Shield with some really significant grades. It's pretty exciting.
Yeah, how that's a key point that you bring up is the fact that there hasn't been any work done here at all, which is first of all very exciting. But secondly, is there a lot more on this particular Antino Gold project that there's areas that haven't been looked at that you really want to get a look at?
Absolutely. So when we picked this up, it's 200 square kilometer land package, about 100 square kilometers of that had seen some historical work, some auger sampling work over a decent portion of that, et cetera. But there's this whole other half of the property, off to the east where we've now found quite a few of these really interesting looking zones and things that have similar characteristics to mineralization elsewhere on the property. Yeah, there's a lot of ground out there that's never seen a boot on it. And yeah, it makes for some really exciting geology. I'm a geologist, behind it all. So it's a lot of fun for me and it's a lot of fun for the guys on the ground.
I can imagine. Obviously, the rest of this year is going to be significant as far as drilling is concerned. I think you're adding a fifth diamond drill expected by mid-year. So you're going to be doing a tremendous amount of work. Van Gogh, Da Vinci, other ones as well. Tell me about the plan ahead because it's going to be pretty dramatic.
Yeah, so I mean, the big thing for us is, we have, all of the drilling and all the gold we found to date, and it kind of underpins things. And, we're going to spend half of our drill budget. So 30,000 meters is going to go into expanding those things that we already, understand and just growing those out. Then the other half of it is going into brand new, never been tested before targets. We've got 10 right now on the books, several of them off to the east in that kind of completely unexplored area. Some of it's stuff that we've built up from historic work that just hadn't been tested before. So it's a lot of opportunity for kind of new discovery catalyst type thing. And we want to come back to, the drill result kind of pace that we were operating at when we first got this going, and the exploration type work lets us do that. So we're going to be, getting results out, much like with this Van Gogh stuff. We had drill hole number 1 out, and then we had 2, 3, and 4 out in the next release. So try to keep people as connected as we can to this exploration story and keep it exciting.
Absolutely. And so far, it's been doing just that for sure. Well, we look forward to following the story as the drilling continues. It's going to be a very busy spring and obviously into summer as well. So, Colin, thanks so much. Good update and congratulations on the success so far. And again, we'll make sure we keep an eye on things.
Thanks very much. Appreciate it.
All right. Colin Paget, the CEO of Founders Metals.